season. The difference is between a kid who's going to state and a kid who gets eliminated by sectionals is razor thin. Most of it is going to be mental. So there's a lot of areas and stuff you're going to have to focus on. We're going to boil it down to just a few of these right here. Number one, the most important, you're going to focus on the controllables. Who will give me an example of a controllable? There's two that I look for. Yes.
Eating.
Eating, sure, that's a controllable. Yes.
Coming to practice.
You can control that.
Attitude.
Attitude. Effort and attitude are the two main two.
Oh.
But eating, coming to practice, those are all things you can control. Get that done. If you start getting the easy stuff done that you can control, the rest is going to fall into place. Number two, everything is important, nothing is special. So every match you do is important, but don't make a big thing go because it's a regional. Most of you don't even know what regional means. Some of you do. But just know each match is important. Don't make one like, oh, this is the match to go to state. I got to do something new. Do the same basic moves that got you there all year. That's the stuff that's going to get you to state. That's the stuff you trust. That's the stuff you practice. Don't come out and do a lateral throw if you never practiced one in the room. Use your stuff in here. Translate it. Number three, now this is going to be a big one, especially looking at Jalen, Jarvis, some of you wrestling heads. Keep your outside activities from wrestling right now fun. I know some of you are looking at me crazy. Like, I can't think about wrestling all day. I know it's a weird switch from what we've been doing, but it's going to go down to where's my point about, you get a cell phone. Everyone knows your battery on your cell phone. Most of you kids watch it. Oh my gosh, I'm at 20%, you're finding the wall. I'm at 60%, I'm finding the wall. Whatever percentage person you are, you know where you're at. Your body's the same way. Your body gets a certain amount of energy every day. If you use it all focusing on wrestling, you're going to lose your family relationships, you're going to lose your schooling grades, and you're going to stress yourself out too much. So the times you're not in this room, do something fun. You know, talk to a lady or a man, whatever you're into. Go for a walk. Take something to get your mind off wrestling. Read a book. Do something positive. Cell phone battery, run over that. And then a big thing that's going to zap your energy on that battery is stress. So the more BS you have to handle throughout the day, that stuff's going to weigh on you. That's Jarvis calling your teammates bums, telling them they suck. If a kid comes to practice every day, hears I suck, by the time he goes to regional, they go, well, shoot, Jarvis told me I suck, and Jarvis is athlete of the week. I probably suck. And, oh, I got pinned. So let's start to worry about what we say to each other and the thoughts that go in our head. That's another controllable. You can control what goes in your head. If Jarvis tells you suck, fuck what Jarvis thinks. He's got 2 losses. Go talk to somebody with 0 losses.
Who is that?
Nobody. Here. Exactly. So everybody, we got something to say. I've got losses this year as a coach with dual meets. Briggs is part of the staff too. We've all taken L's this year, so nobody is above the group. Let's bring each other all up, not try to beat each other down. We got a smaller group. Try to rise each other to this occasion. We're going to eliminate thoughts that don't matter. Records have no indication on your performance. If the guy's got 30 wins, they still got to beat you to go to the next round. Rankings, stay off them. Seeds, don't matter, whether you're the 1 seed or the last seed. Most of you didn't enter your record in city conference. Almost every kid got the worst seed in their bracket. Almost every kid made the finals. Did a seed matter there? Nope. It's not going to matter at regionals. It's not going to matter at sectionals. And guess what at state? Is they seeded? Nope. No. So you might have the top ranked kid face the number 2 ranked kid second or first round. They don't seed the state tournament, so we're not going to focus on stuff that is outside of our realm. We can't control. Another thing, when you wrestle in the Cole Center, there'll be 16,000 people or 1,600 people. 1,000. Don't let that affect you. Don't look in and go, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of people here. They're from all parts of Wisconsin. Because by the time you're looking in the lights, you'll be counting them. Their circle's still the same size. You still only wrestle 1 person. There might be 1 referee, possibly 2. You have me and Briggs in your corner, maybe BB and Corey if you're lucky. Everything's the same. It's just another day in the office. Don't make it any different than it has to be. The same way you wrestle first round at regional, be the same way you wrestle first round at state. The same way you wrestle in the state final. Nothing is different there. Don't overemphasize, or the last one, storyline. This kid's going to be a 4-time state champ. This freshman's going for his first state champ. Don't listen to any of that stuff. That's for the fans. None of you are in the storylines. You could wreck somebody's storyline, but that doesn't have any effect on your performance. If the kid comes in with 1,000 wins and you come in with 6, You both have to win one match to advance. He can't bring in all 1,000 people he beats and they all fight you at once. That's not how it works. It's one-on-one. They breathe the same air as you and bleed the same blood. Anybody is suspect. 6, don't overemphasize your feelings. I got a bum shoulder, my elbow hurts, my knee hurts. Your opponent's going to be hurt too. How many people in this room are 100% healthy? Raise your hand. I'm not either. I got bumped in my head like 10 minutes ago against Fred. I still got a headache. Jeremy chipped my tooth last week. The day before that, Jarvis busted my nose. Everybody's hurt.
Coach.
It's late in the season. Just know when you're going in hurt and tired, your opponent's hurt and tired too. You just got to be a little less hurt and tired than they are. And they're going to be feeling the same thing. Maybe they're not getting this mental talk. They're coming in, when I lose, I'll tell coach I have a bad arm. You kids know when you come off the mat, there ain't nothing you can tell me that's going to indicate I'm going to feel bad for you. Unless the kid does an illegal move. If a kid uses wrestling stuff and beats you, sometimes you lose. That's part of our creed. We're not afraid to lose or make mistakes. Be ready for it. Don't think about this stuff too more. Everybody's got a bum, something or other. Girlfriend dumped them. Boyfriend won't answer their text message. Mom or something hasn't been home in a few days. We all got something. Don't make it a big deal. Now, in match, what are we going to focus on? Not while you're wrestling, but maybe while you take a break to the side. You just went out of bounds. All right, it's 3-2. I'm thinking I need to get an escape. I get to my feet. I need to get on my offense. Start process like Coach Briggs was going earlier, anticipation. You need to be thinking match-like scenarios. Play some of these out in your head. Because if you're losing 3-2 with 30 seconds left and you don't know you need an escape, you might be on the bottom thinking you're winning. The other kid gets his hand raised. Now you don't advance to the next week. Start to be thinking during your matches. And when you go out of bounds, look to your corner. Before you choose Jeremy Ingram or Carl, whichever one of you made a crazy choice on your own. I think it was Carl. Look to your corner. What do you think I want, Coach? Sometimes I'll give it up to you. Where do you feel comfortable, Jarvis? You want to take him down or you want to pin him? I want to take him down. But it's rarely I'm going to give you that choice. I'll tell you top, bottom, neutral, or defer. Look, take those times when you go out of bounds. Take your time between periods. Look to your coaches. You don't need to be the first person to run back in the center. If that's your style, which nobody of you is, don't start it now. I coach kids that do it, that's fine. You all, when you go out of bounds, take your time, look to the corner. They're not going to hit you for stalling. Take that moment to gather yourself. Same thing. Another thing you can think of in the match. Better your position. I'm on my belly, I want to get to my base. I'm on my base, I want to get to my feet. I'm in a bad shot, I want to get to a good shot. I'm in a bad sprawl, I want to get to a good sprawl. Little tips, yep, get your stands better. Those little tips, the positioning is going to be really key. Get to a leg, get to a lock, that's for Fred. I'm down by 1, I know if I get to a leg, I'm taking him down. I'm down by 1, I know if I get my hands locked, I'm getting that takedown. Everybody should have something like that in your head. Or you know there's 30 seconds left, you need to score 2 points to win, you got to have a go-to. I got to get to my underhook and I'm scoring. If I get to my body lock, nobody's stopping that. I'm going to snap you down and I'm going to get my go behind. Whatever it is, you got to have one. And if you don't know any of that, what are my hands doing? If your hands aren't moving, you're probably not doing right. Now, I'm not telling you got to be a ninja like this, but you always have your hands motion on somebody, moving, hands and feet. Your hands and feet are still, you're like a stick in the mud. It's not going to work. You got to be loose. Same thing like when you throw a punch. You don't flex your arm up as hard as you can and try to punch. It feels weird. Go ahead, try it in your free time if you have it. Or flex as hard as you can and punch. It doesn't work. Then you get a little loose. You get a better punch. The same way you want to wrestle. You want to be loose. You don't want to be flexing the whole time nervous. You want to be loose, flowing, moving your hands and your feet. So that
is my flowing. Y'all just call it stiff.
That is what, and some people just look a little stiff in their flowing. You'll get that over time. It develops. It's a learned skill. And Jeremy, I'm going to point you out. You're in a good example. You started here, you sure were stiff. But the first thing I come into practice, you're shadow wrestling by yourself. After practice, shadow wrestling. He's not as stiff anymore. He's got takedowns on you. That's an improvement. The stuff you do when nobody's looking. I didn't tell Jeremy to do that. Jeremy wanted to be better, so Jeremy did that. That's the reason why he's got over 30 wins and he's a city champ. Start picking up stuff on your own. When you come into practice, do you sit on your thumb or do you go shadow wrestle against the wall? Practice your stand-ups.
Taking dumps.
You got, are you taking a 30-minute poop before practice? Or are you up here putting in extra work? Determine what type of person you're going to be because it all is going to pay dividends on the mat. You step foot on the line, you go, oh man, I missed 6 hours this week just pooping. some of y'all in there like that. You know who you are.
And it shows.
You know who you are. So to time that stuff. 2:45, I got to get my cell phone. I got to get to that bathroom because practice is starting up at 3:05. It don't take you, I don't know how long or what type of bad bodily function. We were pooping for 45 minutes, but fix it.
Drinking no water.
So this is your mindset focus point. These things will make you mentally ready for the postseason as well as the creed. If you're ever nervous before your match, just say the creed in your head. I believe in myself. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to wrestle. Remind yourself why you're here. It'll calm you down. It'll be something you've done in the room before. It'll feel normal if you've done it. If you're just sitting there, I believe in myself, you ain't really saying it, it ain't for you. I can't choose when you buy into the system. But when you do, I can see it, and the results can see it too. So you got to choose that. So if you really want to buy in, everybody know who LeBron James is?
Yeah.
I study the best people in the world, athletes, and intellects. I just like to find their habits. So one thing LeBron James does every playoffs, this is our playoffs for wrestling, right? Postseason, regional, sectional, state. We all following? Mm-hmm. He deletes all his social media. He's off it. I think that would be a good step for all you kids. The main reason, distractions. Most of you kids are wrestlers. You're friends with other wrestlers. He was friends with a bunch of other basketball players. They're all talking about, oh, this is a big game, this and that, the hype beast. You don't need to be looking for any of that stuff. So if you're really serious, stay off the social media. Your main people will be able to find you. Your family, your friends, they all got your phone number. You can use Messenger and whatnot. Stay off the Facebook, stay off the Twitter, stay off the Instagram, the Talk, whatever you're finding your stuff on. Because you're mostly flow wrestling, stay off it for a few weeks. I'll update you when the matches happen that are fun. I'll tell you what's going on. That's for the spectators. So if you really want to be the best of the best, and I know it's going to be hard. I'm telling a teenage kid to stay off social media. Some of you are looking at me like I just stole you cookies. But if you really want it bad enough, you have to be different. Because I look back and I seen how many state champs posted the week of regionals to state. There wasn't any. There was a lot of kids that didn't make it that posted. And it's easy to do the research. You just type in a name and boom, boom, boom. That's stuff to think about. I can't force you. I'm not going to take your phone and delete the Facebook. But if you want it bad enough, that might be something to look into. Everybody understand?
Yep.
All right, let's get 3 quick laps in, then you're back with Briggs. 1, 2.